everybody. Okay, in this video, we are going to take a look at the draft. The draft is quickly coming up. I'm filming this on Saturday. The draft is on Tuesday. So we've got 3 days to go. And I guess it's big news. Now, there is news that, before we do this video, because it may be redundant, Mark Bergevin says that the 16th pick for their first round draft pick is available and more available than it usually is. So there is a good chance that Montreal actually trades away that pick to either move up, to move down, to get a roster player, you know, the winger that they're looking for, possibilities anywhere. We are going to take a look, though, at 10 players that are possibly going to be available when if Montreal picks. And I'll give you a little bit of from scouting reports that I've read, I'll give you a little bit about them, and then I'm going to pick 4 possibilities out of the 10, and we'll go a little bit deeper into them, and that's going to be the video today. So let's get right into it. So the guys that I've picked out here are Maverick Bourque, Kendricks Lapierre, Jacob Perreault, Seth Jarvis, Caden Gooley, Rodion Amirov, I think that's how it's pronounced, Jack Quinn, Braden Schneider. I misspelled Braden, so take that E out of there. I forgot to change it. Jake Sanderson and Dawson Mercer. So these are 10 guys that I feel that could be there. I know 6 of them, I really think 6 of them will be there when Montreal picks, if Montreal picks. And there's 4 guys that I really like that I'm kind of hoping might be there. And no, that's not necessarily that they're the 4 guys that are going to end up here on this board, but there are 4 guys that I really like. I don't think they're going to be there, but we're going to take a look at all of them. And we'll start right away, and we're going to start with Maverick Bourque. Maverick Bourque from the QMJHL Shawinigan Cataracts. He's 18 years old. He's 5'10", 165 pounds. He's a center, and he shoots right. He's ranked somewhere between 15th and 28th, and he's been on the rise this season. He's top 6 potential. Last season, 2019-20, he had 71 points in 49 games played. That's pretty good. Highly skilled offensive dynamo, high hockey IQ, great playmaker, creative. He's very creative, and I think actually I wanted to write creative winger at the NHL level and not split that up. So he's got good potential at the NHL level, and I just don't, he's kind of, a lot of people think that that's the guy that they're going to pick. I kind of don't think so necessarily, but I do believe he'll be there at that pick. He is a Quebec-born player, right? He's from Quebec. I didn't write the town. So, it's kind of like a home run if this guy hits and they pick him. But we'll have to see. Next up is Kendricks Lapierre. This is a guy I like. I've said it in a couple of videos. I think he has either boom or bust potential. So if he's a bust, well, that's not very good, obviously. But he's got boom potential, and he could be a boom, which would be a huge home run for Montreal, because not only does he fit the bill for the position that they need or the guy they're looking for actually right now, but it'll be like that in a couple of years too. He's also a local kid from Quebec. Didn't write the town. He's playing in the QMJHL with the Chicoutimi Saguenayens. He's 18, 6 foot 181 pounds. He is a center, left shot. He's ranked anywhere between 17 and 26th, but that's because of an injury that he's been cleared from. So we might talk about this down here. I'm not sure. Top 6 potential. He's a jack of all trades, master of none type of player. So he does everything well, but he doesn't excel at any one particular skill. Dynamic in all 3 zones. So this guy is good all over the ice. High-end vision. He's a playmaker. High compete level. Plays hockey the right way. That's a quote from one scout. He had in 19 games played last season due to injury. 2 goals, 15 assists, set for 17 points in the 19 games. And he happens to be starting out this season. QMJHL opened up, I don't know if his last night or the night before. He had 4 big points in the opening game. I think it was a goal and 3 assists. So Kendricks Lapierre is a guy that I really like here. Jacob Perreault is next on the list. He is Yannick Perreault's son. He is playing with the OHL Sarnia Sting. Oh, by the way, just to say that Yannick Perreault, he was an NHLer, so this kid has good NHL pedigree. He is 18 years old, 5'11", 198 pounds. That's pretty good weight, at least for the size. It's kind of like Nick Suzuki, almost exactly. Nick Suzuki is listed as 5'11", 201 pounds. So, yeah, it's good size that way. He's a center, right shot. He's ranked between 22nd and 39th. I don't think it's somebody that Montreal will pick. I think he will easily be available there, but his born in Montreal, I mean, it's a possibility. Last season, he had 39 goals and 31 assists and 70 points in 57 games. Mostly playing the wing. He's got good vision, great skater, dangerous one-on-one, a very deceptive shot that fools goaltenders. He needs to work on his defense. He can score from anywhere. He's creative and a speedy skater. Next up is a guy that I really like, and I don't think he'll be there, but Seth Jarvis. I've said this in a video or two. Played for the OHL Portland Winterhawks, 18 years old, born in Winnipeg. He's 5'10", 173 pounds. He's a center right wing and a right shot center right wing. He's ranked anywhere from the high in the first round, anywhere after that. He'll go in the top 15, 16, something like that. That's why I think he might be available for Montreal, might not. He had 42 goals, 56 assists for 98 points in 58 games this past season. He's a fast riser this year. He had 1.69 point per game average. That's my cat meowing over there. He plays a powerful and gritty game, kind of reminiscent of Max Domi. He's a shorter guy, plays a power forward kind of game, and he's pretty gritty, so kind of reminds me of that. So I wrote a powerful, pretty gritty game despite his size. Goes hard to the net, wins puck battles. He's got an accurate shot with a quick release, and he's very highly skilled. I think this is a guy, he's a sniper type of guy. Maybe we're going to talk about more of him later. Next up on the list is Kaiden Guhle. Kaiden Guhle, I didn't know much about going into this, so I'm kind of learning as I wrote this piece here. But I see him listed in a lot of people's mock drafts as who they think Montreal pick. So it seems to be he'll be in that neighborhood. He is a defenseman for the WHL's Prince Albert Raiders. He's 18 years old, born in Edmonton. He is 6'2", 186 pounds. Left shot defenseman, ranked anywhere like in the mid-first round to mid-second round. This past season, 40 points. He's a strong two-way presence, strong defensively, good skater, and got good speed, strong, powerful shot. He's a really good passer, uses his size well, and engages physically. He's a stable, sturdy. That's it. I love the word. Stable, sturdy game. That's a quote from a scout. So we might get into him later. Next up is Rodion. I guess that's how it's pronounced. Rodion. I'm going to call him Rod. Rod Amarov. He played in the MHL, which I think is the Moscow Hockey League, for Tolpar Ufa. He's 19 years old, from Russia, 6 feet, 168 pounds, a little light weight. He's got to put on some weight, I would think, of that. 6 feet, 168. He's a left wing, left shot, ranked mid to late first round. Very few flaws. Great skater and forechecker. An aggressive mindset. Not afraid of physicality. High hockey IQ. Great in all three zones. My cat wants out of the studio. Great work ethic. Complete player. And he's only going to get better. This is a guy that barely heard of when I first started looking at these prospects, but I think he's kind of on the rise and working his way into the top 20 anyway. I'm going to let my cat out. My cats hate closed doors. My son's living with me now, so he's in the front room live streaming his game. He's got a game channel that he's trying to grow, and he's live streaming, and he's making a ton of noise, and I got to keep my door closed. My cats hate that. So that's what that's all about. So next up is, I believe, Jack Quinn. Jack Quinn. Scotty, if you're watching, that's Scotty2 Hockey. You can check him out. He's got a great channel. That's the guy Scotty2 Hockey really wants. Jack Quinn from the OHL Ottawa 67s. He's 19, so he's a little older than everybody. He's one of the older players. He was born in Ontario. He's 6 feet, 179 pounds, 62 well, I'm ahead of myself. He's a right shot, right wing, ranked somewhere between 10th and 20th, from what I could see. But he's rising, so I would think he's going to be closer to the 10th pick. You know, somewhere 10 to 15 is really my guess. Um, this past season, 52 goals, 37 assists for 89 points. That was in 62 games played. He's dangerous in the goal area. Voted third best shot in the OHL's Eastern Conference. Great hands, high IQ, that's hockey IQ, two-way player. He goes to the dirty areas and he plays all forward positions. So this is another one of those guys that they say doesn't excel at any one particular skill, but he does everything well. And that's why he was kind of, I think, rated a little higher up. I don't know if he lower down, higher up, but in the high end of the draft. And I think he's moved up a lot. Quite a bit anyways to get into the top 15. I'm pretty sure he's going to go in the top 15. Next up is Braden, and that's without the E, Braden Schneider. He is from the WHL Brandon Wheat Kings. He's 19, so also a little bit older. Born in Saskatchewan, 6'2", 209 pounds. He's a defenseman, right shot, projected to go between 16 and 25. Oozes NHL potential. Quintessential two-way defenseman. This past season, he had 42 points in 60 games. He is a force in the defensive zone. Very patient. An all-situation, minute-eating defenseman. Mobile, stay-at-home defenseman. Can be nasty, in quotes. Let's see now. Could easily be the Habs pick if still available. So if Habs are picking at 16 and Jake Sanderson is gone, it kind of, if they're picking a defenseman, it looks like it's going to be between Schneider and Gooley. So could easily be Schneider, could easily be Gooley, could easily be somebody else. Who the hell knows? They could easily trade it, but this is my opinion on this subject. Next up is the aforementioned Jake Sanderson. He played with the USDP, that's the U.S. National Under 18 team. 18 years old, born in Montana, 6'1", 185 pounds. He is a defense left shot. His father is Jeff Sanderson, great pedigree. He's a great skater, very mobile defenseman, offensively determined, elite vision, high ceiling, 7 goals, 22 assists for 29 points in 47 games. And from what I understand, he put up a good number of those points in the last, say, 15 games. He really brought it on at the end of the season before the suspension started. Projected to go 11th to 15th, but can go anywhere, I think, from 4th, honestly, to 15th. It wouldn't shock me if Detroit picks him. Not expecting Detroit to pick him, but from what I'm reading and everything, could go that high. So we'll see what happens. Let's see. Next up, Dawson Mercer, QMJHL Chicoutimi Saguenayens, almost 19. So he's like he's 19 anyways in October. So he's almost 19. He's from Newfoundland, 6 foot, 179 pounds, right shot, right wing, projected to go anywhere from 12th to 17th. I think he's actually going to go later than that, but that's me. We'll see what happens. 2019-20, 60 points in 42 games. That's with 2 teams. He was traded from, I think, the Voltigeurs. High ceiling, 2 goals in QMJHL opener, just like I was saying about Lapierre. He's on the same team. He scored 2 goals in that game. I'm not sure about assists. He might have had an assist. I think he might have had 3 points, but I know Lapierre had 4. He plays bigger than his 6-foot frame. Complementary piece on a scoring line. So kind of like Drouin is turning out to be. Not a driving force on a scoring line, but a great complementary piece. And this guy's kind of looking to be like that. He needs to work on his decision making and his play away from the puck. Dawson Mercer. Next up is, I think that's it. Did I hit them all? So I hit them all. That's all top 10. Now, I think should be available. I think Bourque, Lapierre, Jacob Perreault, Caden Gooley, Braden Schneider, and Dawson Mercer should be available if Montreal takes their 16th pick. Now, if Montreal trades up or down, all the rules are off for this video, but if they take their 16th pick, I think these 6 guys will be there. And I think these other 4 should already be taken, but might be there. So that's Seth Jarvis. If he doesn't fall, I don't think he will, but he might be there. You've got Rodion Amirov, Jack Quinn, and Jake Sanderson. Possibility that they could be there, but they should already be gone by then. So who do I think? So Montreal is picking from these 6 guys, and they're deciding to pick a forward. My pick for that is the aforementioned Lapierre. Kendricks Lapierre. I like Kendricks Lapierre over Maverick Bourque. From what I've read, I like him over Bourque. I like him over Mercer, and definitely over Perreault. I like the fact that, yeah, he could be a bust. It's a very good possibility. It is a possibility, put it that way. That Kendricks Lapierre could be a bust, could be injury prone, could be problems that way. But he could be literally a home run. He could be a top 6 player potential, and he's a local kid. It's something Montreal kind of needs. And when you're considering the other guys that are there, I think I go with the potential for that big home run with the hometown kid. That's my opinion. Next up, I guess, is if they go with a defenseman, I'm really kind of torn between Schneider and Gooley. Obviously, I don't think Sanderson will be there, but I'm kind of torn between Schneider and Gooley. But I kind of do really agree that Gooley's going to be the guy. Just for some reason, call it a gut feeling. I think they go for Gooley over Braden Schneider if that's where their direction is defense. So I'm going to call it for Caden Gooley. I'm going to go over with a little bit more in depth on these guys once I get to all this here. Now, if all 10 are available, so if they've got the other 4 added in, I changed my pick because of these guys here. If Seth Jarvis is there, I want Seth Jarvis. So out of these guys, Seth Jarvis for me is the guy, whereas if it was Scotty, I know Scotty's picking Jack Quinn, but for me it's Seth Jarvis. Next, if it's a defenseman, I think it's quite obvious out of this group, if there's a defenseman, if they're all available, it's going to be Jake Sanderson, because I think he's how do I say that? With his pedigree, he knows how the game works from an NHL point of view from his father. He's got all the talents. He skates. He's got offense in his game. He's a great defender. I think he's everything Montreal is looking for. He's a left side guy. I just think that's the guy you go for. I like Jake Sanderson. He was the first guy I gave Montreal my very first draft. I think he's the first guy I gave. It's the first one I wanted. If he's available of these guys here, I think that's the guy they go for. On defense, and let's get into why. So we'll start off with, if I can find my way, I believe it's Kendricks Lapierre on this side, Rick. Kendricks Lapierre. So like I said, the QMJHL just started up. I was looking at the time. And he had a really good night in his first night. He had, I know, at least 1 primary assist. He had a goal. And I believe the other 2 points were assists, but it could have been 2 goals, 2 assists. Yeah, I should have checked on it before. I get some comments about that. Why am I not more sure? Doesn't really matter. He had, we'll go with the 1 goal, 3 assists on opening night. He was really good in the preseason. I think this kid's on. He's been cleared from his neck injury and concussion problems. But yes, he's had a concussion. Many players have had that and gone on to successful careers. So, but it's something to take into consideration. Let's see. So I said racking up the points in preseason, cleared from the neck injury. It shouldn't hold him back. From what I read, even it might even be at like a better prognosis than before, and I don't know how that's possible. But I read that as a headline. He's a two-way player. He is always involved in the play, so it's hard to miss him on the ice. Very effective in all 3 zones. He doesn't have the wow factor, but like I said, I believe I said he is a jack of all trades, master of none. Yep, he does everything well. So he doesn't excel in one particular area, but just does everything well. Back to him. He needs to learn to shoot more. It's kind of like a Max Domi, needs to learn to shoot more. Projected to go between 20 to 31 because of the injury history. He's got a high floor and a high ceiling. one scout I read said maybe the highest ceiling in the first round of all the players in the first round. So you could have the highest ceiling. I don't think that makes sense when you got Lafreniere in there, but he's got a very high ceiling and he's got a high floor. He's a very talented player. The knock on him is he injury prone? He's had a concussion, and does that affect him in his career? So that could be why they don't pick him if they don't go for him. Next up, we'll go with the defenseman, Caden Gooley. Gooley, more of a stay-at-home defenseman than a puck mover. So is Braden Schneider. He's more of a stay-at-home kind of guy. Could easily drop out of the first round. Capable yet unspectacular. Distributor from the back end. Top 6 defensive potential. Who plays a safe defensive game. His skating is a strong point. He has excellent multi-directional mobility with or without the puck. So he would be one of those guys that you have, he's big lumbering guy, not very mobile. That's not him. He is a big guy, and a stay-at-home type of guy, but very mobile defenseman and can move the puck a bit. So not too bad there. Hard, accurate shot with either a wrist shot or a slap shot, and he uses both of them, none particularly more than the other. His one-on-one play is excellent, and he can cause turnovers with thunderous checks. He's a shutdown type of defenseman as well. Yeah, I think that was it for some. Next up. So I think it's the top. I think the guys that I said probably should be gone are probably going to be gone. So I kind of really expect it to be between these two guys, or they trade their pick, or they go in a totally different direction. Obviously, next up, Jarvis. Seth Jarvis is a guy I really like. He's on this paper. He's special. He's on another paper. In 1920, Seth Jarvis is a really old player. In 2019-20, he had 35 points in his first 32 games, and then came back from the Christmas break and had 63 points in his final 26 games. After, like I said, after the Xmas break, he's kind of a Max Domi type player. He plays bigger than his size. He's gritty. He wins puck battles. Goes hard to the net. Is a dominant two-way player. That's the part that's not Domi. He's not a dominant two-way player. Smart, skilled, great hands, elite vision, and puck control. Great passer, great shot, but not a heavy shot. Good finisher, hugely confident in himself on the ice. He plays the power play, plays the PK, shorthanded threat, solid forechecker, should go in the 10 to 17 range. Yeah, he should be somewhere around there. I don't think he goes in the top 10, but I think somewhere close to 10. Fast in the transition and quick off the puck, thrives off the rush. Seth Jarvis, if he had 2 or 3 inches on him, taller, I think it's a no-brainer. They're going to want Seth Jarvis. He'd probably then go a lot higher. So he's a sniper type, can score goals, can make plays. Just a great player, a little bit on the small side, but a lot of guys in the top 20 seems to be, in my opinion. So I like Seth Jarvis a lot. If he's available, I hope they take him. Next up on defense, if not, and Sanderson is there, Jake Sanderson has the NHL pedigree, and his father, Jeff Sanderson, who was a great skater as an NHLer, and he taught his son how to be a great skater. So that's what I wrote here. I got ahead of myself. His dad was a great skater, and so is he. Should be a top 10 pick, but you never know. I'm expecting him to go in the top 10, but you never know. He could drop down maybe just enough. No one thought Cole Caulfield really would drop down in Montreal, and he did. Now, not for the same reason. Sanderson is 6'1". It's not going to be a problem, so for that, but you never know. A prototypical modern age defender, high hockey IQ, high-end puck skills. He can be, a quote from a scout, the straw that stirs the drink. Superb puck control skills, decision-making, and generating offense in the O zone. That's the offensive zone. Puck control is a big strength to go along with his skating and speed, his defensive play, and his hockey IQ. He shouldn't be available, but boy, if he is available, I think they should take him. And listen, if they're both available, these two guys, it's going to be a tough pick. If it were me, I'd have a hard time there. He shouldn't, top pairing potential. He has the potential to be a top pairing guy, if not a number 1 defenseman. Power play quarterback and a very, very high ceiling. Jake Sanderson, really doubt he's going to be there, but if he is, it would be great picks. So these are the guys I like that could be available for Montreal. I got to tell you this, though. Now it's the end. If you're a regular watcher, you probably know my podcast partner is also a subscriber. That's how I met him. He's now a friend. And that is Jeff Head. And Jeff has been saying for a couple of weeks now that Montreal is going to trade the first pick to move up or to get a player. And it's really starting to look like that is an extremely strong possibility. So credit to Jeff if it turns out that way. And then, lastly, I forgot, because I always forget, and I really apologize. Members, I am sorry, but a member shout out to all my members. Lee Max, NHL Hockey News, Jeff Head, Morgan Burton. Let me see if I can remember everybody. I don't think I can. Robert Dufour, blah, blah, blah. I'm forgetting. I know I'm forgetting a few. My son James. And if I haven't gotten your name, you'll get it on the next one. I apologize, members, for forgetting to shout you out. You guys are fantastic, but you got to show up to the live streams more. That's it, everybody. Thanks for watching the video. Give a thumbs up if you liked it. And leave me a comment about what you think about my picks over here. I'm sure I'm going to get some people who don't agree, but let me know what you think in the comment section. And if you're new to the channel or you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe, ring that notifications bell, and that'll get you your daily fix of Blue Blanc Rouge right here at Talkin' Habs. Thanks for watching, everybody. Stay safe out there. Peace out, y'all, and I shall see you next video. Bye, everybody.